In the Fifth Fleet, the Reagan Strike Group provided immediate response to the Japanese disaster. So they're heading west and took a detour to the north to help out the Japanese. USS Cleveland, LPD-7, is in the Federated States of Micronesia, where medical and engineering personnel are providing humanitarian assistance in support of Pacific Partnership 2011. Pacific Partnership is a 4-month humanitarian assistance program in which U.S. Navy and U.S. non-governmental organizations engage with their host nation counterparts to conduct assistance projects. Cooperation Afloat Readiness and Training is an annual bilateral military exercise between the U.S. Navy and the armed forces of Bangladesh, Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Currently, U.S. ships are in the Philippines executing CARAT. Training is tailored to meet the mutually developed objectives of partner nations. Shore-based activities include medical, dental, civil engineering, and community service projects. At-sea assignments involve ships from the U.S. and host nation, often include amphibious operations, maritime patrol flights, and exercises in combined maneuvering, surface and air gunnery, and communications. Earlier this year, sadly, Japan was struck by a magnitude 9.0 earthquake and a devastating tsunami. Within hours of the earthquake, 7th Fleet was on the move, repositioning ships and aircraft to assist the Japanese Self-Defense Force in their relief efforts. In total, 22 ships, 132 aircraft, and more than 15,000 personnel assisted in the relief efforts as part of Operation Tomodachi. 7th Fleet forces delivered more than 260 tons of relief supplies and showed resounding support for one of our closest allies. In response to a call for action by the Libyan people and the Arab League, the President called for limited military action with coalition partners to end the violence against Libyan citizens. U.S. ships provided immediate support to execute the mission. U.S. submarines launched Tomahawks at more than 20 integrated air defense systems and other defense facilities ashore. Naval aviation provided key air support by launching Growlers from coalition bases and Marine Corps Harriers aboard USS Kearsarge. Naval aircraft continued to support the NATO-led operations in Libya. In addition, every American knows about the operation that the SEALs performed to take down Osama bin Laden. As you can see, the Navy has forward deployed forces working with international partners around the world daily, doing a job that only maritime forces can accomplish. More than at any other point in our history, the security, prosperity, and other vital interests of the United States are increasingly coupled to those of other nations. Our interests are best served by fostering a peaceful global system comprised of interdependent networks of trade, finance, information, law, people, and governance. The strategy makes a case for the value of sea power in preserving the American way of life by maintaining safe global commerce operations across the seas. It acknowledges that there is a global system of connected economies which depends on the freedom of movement across maritime commons, which is the principal means of transit of 90% of the world's commerce. With such global interconnection of economies, shocks to the system caused by regional conflicts, terrorist attacks, natural disasters, and war all have potential global impact. The strategy states that U.S. vital interests are best served by having forward-positioned maritime forces around the globe, postured in a way to prevent, deter, limit, and localize conflicts, wars, and disruptions to the global system that we all know. Constant change is a fundamental variable in that system. And if you'll pardon the oft-used cliche, change is the only thing on which we can depend. But I'm excited about change because in change there is opportunity. Opportunity for our navies and nations to work more closely together to protect and extend security and prosperity. World prosperity and security depend on the free use of the seas. Markets crave security, All of us have seen firsthand the wonders of the just-in-time delivery system, an intricate array of floating warehouses. Such a trademark is symbolic of our changing times. Indeed, our vital interests, all our interests, are best served by a properly functioning global system. Maritime services are well suited to provide the kind of security necessary for the system to prosper. Our world's efficiency and prosperity depends on how well our navies around the world do our jobs. That's why it's not important for us to succeed, but why it's critical for us to succeed. The U.S. Navy is the first responder of choice to bring aid and relief to victims. With numerous ships participating in exercises around the globe, training foreign navies, maintaining a worldwide forward presence, the Navy is able to respond when disaster strikes with the right capabilities at the most crucial time. The Navy has a unique mission, and soon it will be yours. In the wardroom of your ship, in the hangar of your squadron, or wherever you find yourselves leading sailors in the successful completion of missions you can hardly imagine right now. Some of you may be wondering, what can I do to succeed in my naval career? And it would be wrong for me not to provide you some unsolicited advice. First, learn your trade. Be a sponge. When you report to your unit, everyone will know more than you. Learn from seniors, juniors, and peers. Ask questions. Study the ship systems. Read, question, and understand the procedures. Part of learning is taking a chance. It's impossible to know everything about something before you attempt to do something. Don't be cavalier about doing things, but it is unlikely your seniors will allow you to conduct an event if they don't think you are ready enough. Get qualified quickly on your watch stations. It will feel good to contribute, and you will learn even more quickly after you qualify than you did before. You will be surprised how quickly you become a teacher. You will make mistakes. We all do. One of the great things about being an ensign is that we expect you to make mistakes. But try not to make it a habit. You must learn from your mistakes. Admit them, figure out what went wrong, get help if needed, learn what to do, get back in the saddle and do it right. As ensigns, you will be leading the sailors to make our Navy great. Unlike most other navies, our enlisted sailors are highly capable, courageous, and thoughtful. Due to your similar age, enlisted background, or proximity to them in the chain of command, you will have more influence with sailors than I could ever hope to have. You must be willing to help them when they need it, even if they don't recognize they need help, and even if it's inconvenient. If you use your influence wisely, those sailors will reward you with their loyalty. You must earn that loyalty, and you must continue to deserve it. Regardless of what warfare area you have chosen to pursue in the Navy, whether it be aviation, surface, submarine, special warfare, supply, civil engineer, or oceanography, you will be expected to lead from the front and take care of your most precious resource, the sailors put in your charge. Today, we pass more than 235 years of storied naval tradition on to you, firmly expecting that you will continue to lead our great Navy in the 21st century, and even make it better. Your Navy and your country expect great things from each and every one of you, and I know you will deliver no less. Finally, let me close with a quote from our president, our 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, who served in the Navy in World War II. I quote, "Anyone who may be asked what he did to make his life worthwhile can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy. I hope you will feel the same way. Shipmates, welcome to the United States Navy."
graduating class will now receive the oath of office. Would all military personnel in uniform please come to the position of attention?
Class 1311.
Class 1311, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Having been appointed an ensign in the United States Navy. I do hereby accept such appointment. And do solemnly swear. That I will